move.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Jimnasium. As always, I am your host with the most XFL Jim, joined, as always, by my favorite man in the state of Arkansas. It is Chase Lupine Fiasco Sessoms, baby. I'm feeling energetic. I'm feeling hype. We had a great weekend of college football. NFL was a little because there was a lot of blowouts, but college football was awesome. NFL had a couple fun games. I'm just going to start. I'm officially off the Dolphins. Don't even talk to me about the Dolphins. We will break down a bunch of games today, but I'm just off the Dolphins train. My man, how was your weekend?
Man, it was great. It was a great weekend of watching football. Like I feel like I'm saying this every week, but like this is just one of the most exciting college football seasons ever.
And there is a theme I have found that it seems to be that every time someone says it's going to be like a bad shit slow week in college football, a lot of crazy shit happens and it becomes extremely exciting.
Yeah, it seems like every week, like every time that you don't have these like marquee matchups is when just like it, all hell breaks loose and you end up having just some amazing games. So yeah, I've been digging the shit out of it, man.
It's been fucking amazing. Let's just start with college football. Why don't we? Let's go back to the beginning. We'll break it down. I'm going to say chronological order. I'm feeling chronological today. App State 30, Coastal Carolina 27.
We learned a lot about Coastal Carolina, did we not?
I feel like, I'm going to give them a little bit of, not like any credit, but I'm going to give them not too much guff because it's always hard to play in Boone. For any team, that's a tough place to play. It sucks that the second Coastal Carolina plays a team that's supposed to be on like equal footing or is on equal footing. They don't look nearly as dominant because they go from like blowing out these really bad teams to looking not nearly the team that they did the rest of the season against a decent App State.
This is my opinion of Coastal Carolina after watching that game. And I think I said this to you also as we were watching it was, I think that as soon as Coastal Carolina faces a defensive line with any sort of like size and like talent that, they're so undersized on their offensive line and their offense, like the way their offense runs, it's so slow developing because there's so much like window dressing and stuff that as soon as you face like a defensive line that can just blow them off the ball, they're done. Like they're absolutely just completely owned.
That's fair. That's true. And like they're still a fun offense. I still like the way they play. I think as they get some more offensive line development, like this is still like a pretty young team. I'm still going to be on the Grayson McCall bandwagon. That is my main takeaway. I will still be a Grayson McCall fan, but this is not the Coastal year. They're still going to win. Like they could still easily win like 10 games.
Yeah. They could still easily win the Fun Belt, but I'll tell you what, I kind of wanted them to, like after seeing that, I wanted them to go undefeated and then have just get one of those Hawaii Colt Brennan beatdowns that they got at the hands of Georgia because that's exactly how that shit will go down. Like I think there's a group of 5 teams that deserves a chance, and I think there might even be. There are a group of 5 teams that could play in the playoff this year, but it was not Coastal Carolina. They will get demolished by like a genuine like SEC team or Big Ten team that's got like a real defensive line.
I wonder who they would end up playing. If they do end up winning the Sun Belt, I forget who the if like the Sun Belt has any like agreements with other conferences or anything like that.
I'm
interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
It's getting into the season. I always start like early to mid-November. That's when I start looking at bowl projections to see who's like playing what. Because like it's always fun to discuss matchups.
It is. And it's what makes bowl season so fun, especially with like the, when you're going to get like certain like automatic qualifiers from different conferences. And it's like, okay, we'll take this one, this person this one takes a team from the Sun Belt along with a team from, the Mountain West or whatever. But I'm not sure if there's like an automatic like Sun Belt SEC matchup.
I mean, it'd be fun. I'm trying to think now. Well, we'll discuss it in November. I'm going to save it for November.
If it did, it would be the
start
fucking
discussing
Liberty
matchups.
Bowl. It would be the Liberty Bowl.
That'll be a great fucking idea for once conference championship games are done, or like right during the like a slow dead week after the regular season. We can just go through our dream matchups in bowl games.
Yeah, who we would like to have seen in every single game.
We're gonna table that one and save it for later.
Yeah, put a
Thursday.
Pin in it,
Couple big matchups. I'm going to say there's 3 of them. We had Louisiana 28, Arkansas State 27. You were on this one from jump. I think that's a combination of Louisiana not really covering very much and Arkansas State being plucky. I'm going to call them a plucky G5 school.
Yeah, I mean, it's both. I mean, I was talking to you before this one. I was like, look, Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns do not cover. They win, they do not cover. And I don't care what anyone says. Jones Boogie Rockinsaw on a Thursday night is a fucking tough place to play. Look back at their history on Thursday nights in Jones Boogie. It gets raw, man.
It's a fucking good one. I mean, stay on Louisiana not covering, by the way. They're going to be one of those teams that, like, they could also still win the Sun Belt, but they're not going to cover any game while doing it.
Yeah, like I love these cash machine angles that we're finding of just like, yeah, I'll keep betting that every single week, and I'm going to hit this 9 times out of 10.
Betting against Clemson every week has been guaranteed money.
Right, because people are still pouring in. They still get like I for some reason I always like point to the New York Yankees for this when teams are just criminally overvalued on lines. Like it seems like the Yankees, no matter how good or bad they are, criminally overvalued in lines. So Clemson's got that Yankee syndrome.
SMU 55, Tulane 26. I think this is another combo thing where Tulane's not nearly as good as we thought they'd be at the start of the season. And SMU is pretty fun. They are a fun team.
Yeah, I think I'd been against SMU a lot this season, and I changed my mind. They passed the eye test. Like they've got it going. Sonny Dykes has that team fucking clicking.
Let me see SMU's schedule because I want to know if they play Houston. I think they do, and that's going to be a sneaky good matchup. Yep. Guess what? They play this week.
Yes. Yeah.
That is a
great
fun
games coming up.
fucking game.
Who is it? We saw this one. This one is this week, and there's another great G5 game that's this week, and I can't even think of who it is now.
I could scroll through these real quick. I mean Bowling Green at Buffalo. No. Missouri at Vanderbilt's basically a G5 game.
That's true. That is true.
Oh, it's Fresno State at San Diego State.
That's right. That's what it is.
Both huge games. If you're Cincinnati, you really want SMU to win out until they play.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that would be just another nice notch in your belt. Because SMU is a legit school. They're beating TCU. Like they actually have a decent resume as a G5 as well, and you want that as Cincinnati.
Right, and it's not like there's a AAC championship game or anything. So like you're not playing against Houston. It only helps you if Houston
there's a championship game.
Oh, I thought there wasn't. I thought they only had
because they last year they canceled it because Tulsa Cincinnati didn't want to play Tulsa and ruin their potential record of like getting the New Year's 6 spot. But there is a championship game.
I give me Houston in the upset in that one.
Ooh,
I love Houston.
No one's talking about them. No one's talking about them. So yeah, I think they just take the top 2 teams. They're kind of like the Big 12 doing that.
Right, so right. That's what it is. They don't have like the divisions or something or whatever. They just
And no one's talking about them. Houston's 6-1. So
yep. And their only loss was opening week. Like I feel like you can always throw out opening week losses.
And you were on them from the get.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing all these prognostications starting to come around. It's like I know what I'm talking about or some shit.
San Jose State 27, UNLV 20. Damn, I thought UNLV could do it. They are the pluckiest of plucky teams. But San Jose State got it done. They're 2 games away from a bowl game. Still a good season if you're a San Jose State fan.
You know what they did do, though? I believe they covered, did they not?
It depends what you got it at. I got it at 6.5, and I was very upset.
Let's see. I'm trying to see. I want to say I had UNLV. I'm trying to find what I played.
I also
I had the UNLV first quarter and first half money line.
They're pretty money on that.
Yeah, that's another one of those like cash machine angles, and I missed the +5.5. So okay.
Washington 21, Arizona 16. Arizona might be the worst Power 5 team.
Yep.
Really
But that's another first quarter and first half team that you have to, they come out on fire and then they just fuck it up.
Is that betting on Arizona, or is that like really just betting against Washington because they have a dog shit offense and they're like super slow?
Did
they do it against, what was it? Like, they didn't do anything against Colorado.
No, they didn't do anything against Colorado. But if you like, just looking back, I can't remember if it was Washington giving it up. I'll have to look. But it's I've fallen in love with first quarter and first half money lines and finding just slow starting teams, and
that's what you got to do. I mean, it's
getting
great.
plus money going against them.
Speaking of which, Cincinnati 27, Navy 20. Cincinnati is definitely a second half team, and this is a team ripe. This is a classic. It's a triple option team. It's Navy will always play these super close games, no matter how bad they are, and it's not a good Navy this year, but
yeah, I mean they naturally take away opportunities to score against them because they just completely take the air out of the ball. They'll have like a 14-minute opening drive to take him down, but I really kind of wanted to see it, but it's good, just good for Navy for kind of having some fucking self-respect and still going out there and playing hard each week.
It was also this game was part of the crazy morning slate where at the half, like Oklahoma was down to Kansas. Michigan was still close with Northwestern until they blow it up in the second half. Michigan State, I think, was playing. No, they had a bye week. Indiana was getting blown up by Ohio State.
You had
Penn State, Illinois.
Yeah, Penn State, Illinois, keeping it.
Wake Army. We will get to all these games, but yeah, it was just a crazy morning slate. Congrats, Cincinnati. Win these games, but you really I want to see 4 quarters from Cincinnati one of these games.
Yeah, and it's always hard whenever you're a team that probably and you're matched up against people who you don't have to, all 4 quarters just give it up. Just give it up every single, every single week.
Legit. Their defense is good. Cincinnati's defense is legit, but their offense, can't play a full half of a game so far.
Right.
NIU 39, Central Michigan 38. Pour one out for Directional Mich School. Pour one out for the Chippewas. It was rough. NIU is like 17 or 18 points away from being a 1-win team.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, it blew up the garage Directional Mich parlay. Like that was a super close game, and I don't know. Like I really need Northern Illinois to lose like a bunch because they're keeping our Directional Mich in the MAC championship dream from coming true.
So here are Northern Illinois' games. Georgia Tech, they won 22-21. Wyoming, they lose 50-43. Michigan was a blowout. Maine, they blow out, but then they get into MAC play. They beat Eastern Michigan 27-20. They beat Toledo 22-20. They beat Bowling Green, it's Bowling Green, 34-26. They beat Central Michigan 39-38.
I mean, there's something to be said for teams that just win, but it's also something to be said for teams who obviously play to the level of their competition. Like eventually that's just not going to work. Like they're going to outdo you at what they do best if you're just playing to the level of their competition. Yeah,
these breaks have to run out eventually. This one's just for you, buddy. Arkansas 45, Arkansas Pine Bluff 3.
That's
you didn't cover. You didn't cover.
No, that was a huge spread though. It was
like 50 some points.
Yeah, it was like 50 and a half. Like I had a feeling we weren't gonna. No, you're gonna cover that.
You're gonna put your 3rd and 4th strings in at some point.
Yeah, you got to get those guys some practices. It's like why these games are important. Like the way that like bowl practices are important. Like that month leading up to it, you're getting the young guys some extra practice and experience. But yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that we're about to go on a run and be on a stretch of consecutive wins leading up to this Alabama game, and we're going to be a 3-loss team facing Alabama.
My conservative thing on Arkansas, like I think I'm agreeing with you here, but conservatively, like worst case, I think Arkansas will always, worst case scenario for the rest of the year, they're going to be a team that no one wants to play.
Right.
Like, especially if you're in Alabama, no matter like what your win-loss record is going to the Alabama game, as Alabama, I would not want to play Arkansas.
Yeah, I think that we could finish the season 9-3. Realistically, we're 8-4, and so 9-3 means we're gonna have to beat Alabama. But at least we get them at home. This doesn't feel like the traditional Alabama team, and I feel like we're playing the kind of football that Alabama kind of has had trouble with this season. So we'll see.
We'll see. Michael's in the chat. What up, Michael? My man.
What up, Michael?
It's a show when Michael turns around. Florida State 59, UMass 3. All I'm going to say on this is congrats, Florida State. I don't remember the last time they blew out a team.
Yeah. This hasn't happened probably since Bobby Bowden was coach.
Also, congrats UMass for beating UConn, because I do not see another one coming.
Nope. Enjoy that one.
Wake Forest 70, Army 56. This game was fucking bananas.
I was on Army on the money line. If you told me that Army was going to score 56 points and not fucking cover, so that's my mind being blown out of my ass.
Let me look at the Army box score, because there's a stat I wanted to. So they threw for over 150 yards easily.
Yeah.
So do you know Army's record of since like 2005 or whatever for when they throw over 150 yards?
They have to be undefeated, right?
They are defeated.
They are defeated. They are
they have not won.
They are unvictorious when they
do not win games yards. When they have to throw a bunch.
They didn't even necessarily have to throw a bunch. Like they're just being tricky. They're being a tricky triple option team. They're very efficient when they throw the ball. It seems like it's like whenever they throw the ball, it's like they get like over 10 yards per completion because it's their trick play, because no one expects it coming from Army. Yeah,
they went 10 for 12 and 159 yards between two quarterbacks.
That so efficient passing.
And 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
There was a period in this game in the third quarter where it was like within 48 seconds game time, there was like an 84-yard touchdown, a 60-yard touchdown, and then a giant pick six.
It was crazy because and the pick six was on a fake punt too.
It was a fake punt pick
just
six.
to add crazy on top of
that.
It.
That was like one of the cleanest pick sixes I have seen.
Yeah, I feel like the punter really got baited into that one, which that's dirty baiting a punter into something, but it worked out. Yeah, man, like it was crazy because Wake Forest, like I don't know what Army's got in the secondary, but apparently it ain't much, because Wake Forest could score from literally anywhere on the field. But the thing is, so could Army, and Army was running it the entire time. Like, they're not an offense that's built for like quick strikes. And it was just like, dude, it's just, they were just hurling artillery at each other, and somehow Wake Forest came out. Yeah. You tell me that Army scores 56 points and doesn't cover, my mind is fucking blown.
I think Wake Forest, like, their offense is fucking good. It's just legit good.
Yeah, but let's they don't do that against like real secondaries,
That's fair. I mean, when are they going to face a real secondary in the?
Well, they're in the ACC. Yeah, we'll see we'll see how they do in a bowl game. Basically.
Could we see Wake Forest hit for the ACC championship game? And if they both don't lose another game, is it for a playoff spot?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think.
Wake would be undefeated.
I still don't think they get it. I think the ACC is so bad. I think you're going to see 2 SEC teams, and you might see 2 Big Ten teams. That might be it.
If Wake is undefeated as a Power 5 champion, and like, I don't know, man, I would put them in over Ohio State if they go undefeated. That's an undefeated conference champ.
I think you're going to get Alabama, Georgia, and I think you're going to get Ohio State and Michigan.
So Alabama's winning the SEC?
Yeah, they would have to at that point.
They would have to.
It would be a 1-loss Georgia, a 1-loss Alabama. It would be like a 1-loss Ohio State, and potentially a 1-loss undefeated or 1-loss Michigan.
No, I'm putting Wake in there.
The
dream is if Arkansas beats Alabama and already gives them 2 losses, and Wake stays undefeated.
Yep. then it could possibly happen. You need us to do some shit. So everyone,
we
jump
need
on
somebody
that
to do some
bandwagon.
shit. I mean,
everyone jump on that bandwagon.
That would be it. Like if an undefeated Power 5 champion gets left out, would be out. Oh God, people would be.
Yeah,
that'd be gross.
I could. I mean, the ACC is really bad.
They are really bad, but they're still they still have the Power 5 brand. Like if Clemson was undefeated,
power. Let's be fair. This power deserves air quotes.
I mean, yeah, but
they're Power.
But they're still my thought process is if Clemson goes undefeated, like people were talking about if Clemson goes undefeated after losing to Georgia, they would still get in the playoffs. It wasn't until they lost again.
Yeah, No, but they would. That's one of those things where
they have the
kind
name
of
for sure.
Yeah, it's a prestige alone.
You're looking at it realistically because the playoff committee is corrupt and terrible.
Yeah,
but I would want the winner of Pitt Wake in the championship game.
I mean, it's hard to say that they don't deserve it. Well, no.
It's easy.
It's easy to say.
No, it's the argument we have every year, the best team versus the most deserving. We have this argument literally every fucking year with the playoffs.
I mean, it's almost like the Heisman. It's like who can put together the best campaign.
But also, you also have to be on a winning team. You have to be on a team that's competing for it's in these last couple of years. You have to be on a team that's competing for a playoff spot.
Yeah, that's about right.
Which that's my favorite. I mean, doing actual ranking, my own rankings list, it made it more obvious how just bullshit rankings are in general, and it's kind of fun. I like arguing about rankings now.
Yeah, I'm getting to just given the way that teams were ranked at the beginning of the season and how the season is unfolding. I've heard someone say it, and I think I'm behind it now. It's just just how they do the playoff rankings. Let's not start let's not start the AP poll until 8 weeks in or something like that. Then we'll see who's really good.
I've taken the opposite approach because I'm just you know what? Well, to be fair, when I was doing them with Mike, we would drastically change our rankings every week. Teams would go from 4th to unranked, and we would just be jumping because it just goes to show rankings, especially early on, are just meaningless. They don't mean fucking shit.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Illinois 20, Penn State 18.
Whew.
This game went into 9 overtimes.
The Burtoning. And it's not even the cool 9 overtimes. It's the new weird hockey shootout.
I know.
Overtimes.
This is the definition of the Burtoning.
This is the Burtoning. The Burtoning is happening. Man, he'll always I've said it all season. He's gonna win something he doesn't deserve to win. And it turns out it was
bully ball, Burt ball way possible. Pretty sure Illinois averaged more rushing yards overall than passing yards easily. I think they also averaged more yards per rush than per pass.
I think that Sean Clifford was not physically ready to play, but James Franklin was like, fuck it, I got nothing else. You got to, man. And he put out as big of an effort as he could, but no, I mean, when a Burtoning is written in the stars, a Burtoning is gonna happen.
It's just Burt. Just Burt.
You've been birded, my man.
You've been birded, Penn State. And I feel kind of bad for Penn State. Going into the Iowa game, the hopes were so high.
Yep. And then you lose Sean Clifford and your season goes. But hey, man, there's a reason why the good teams stay the good teams, and that's because they have depth and they recruit in a way where you can just pop in the next man. So until Penn State gets to that point, I mean, you're either going to have a miracle season or you're not going to get it done. And most of the time, you're not going to get it done.
Speaking of Burt bully ball, we had Michigan 33, Northwestern 7. Michigan likes to run the ball. It's a Jim Harbaugh offense. I'm wondering if this week, if they're going to really have to get creative with passing, or if they could still just run on Michigan State. I don't know. It's an exciting game.
I think you take the under in that game. I think there's going to be a whole lot of running. Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be a whole lot of running.
Yep. I need to make note of that because I'll completely forget about it. Take the under in the Michigan State-Michigan game.
This is going to be – this is where the big noon kickoff for Fox is.
Someone just did an involuntary front flip in the
I love it.
I love non-consensual front flips. God damn it, that was fantastic.
Woo! Fucking amazing. This will be national TV.
Making a man do a fucking somersault against his will is some of the coolest shit that you can do in the universe.
That's a power move.
That's a power move. Guess what? You're going ass over tea kettle, my man.
This is just going to be the definition of Big Ten football is Michigan State. Kansas State 25, Texas Tech 24.
And Sonny Cumbie Sonny Cumbie ends up the new head coach after they say hasta la vista, Texas Tech head coach. Texas Tech, once again, going to the well and pulling a Texas Tech quarterback, like probably nowhere near as dreamy as Cliff Kingsbury. Let's be honest.
It's true. I mean, Matt Wells will probably find himself an offensive coordinator job somewhere because, like, I still have in the back of my mind his Utah State teams were fucking good.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they were.
Just couldn't get it done at Texas Tech. Literally no improvement from the Kingsbury days.
Hey man, it's almost impossible to get it done at Texas Tech.
It's hard. It makes what Mike Leach did that much more impressive.
Yeah. Until he locked Craig James's kid in a utility closet with a concussion. That was it.
Just get him out of the sunlight. It's fine.
Given the videos I've seen of Craig James' kid, like I kind of support that move now in hindsight.
Oklahoma 35, Kansas 23.
God damn it. It was so close. It was so close. That would have been amazing. They can't
keep getting away with it.
Yeah, and also I found my new favorite wide receiver in this game, Luke Grimm for the Kansas Jayhawks. Yeah. He's got like his picture, like the ESPN like profile like picture is it's a face that says, "Do you want to see me feed my pet snake?" And yes, I do. I fucking super do. I super want to see you feed your pet snake.
This was kind of like, I mean, obviously he's a true freshman, but Caleb Williams making a couple mistakes early, basically redeeming himself in the second half by willing Oklahoma on 2 big drives.
Yeah, and like an illegal forward handoff that should have never happened. And I was kind of surprised that Oklahoma didn't get like the retribution like calls. Like, and if they would have, that would have come back.
No, they slipped that money in.
Man.
They make their payments so they get their stuff. His first touchdown though was fucking awesome. And also, I'm not going to discount Caleb Williams for the bad ref call. That's a heads up play to fucking
That's fair. I'm just going to say for the record, like all this talk of Caleb Williams for the Heisman, that's horse shit. If that dude wins the Heisman is even more bullshit than I fucking thought.
I'm actually on I got my Kenny Pickett ticket. I'm going with that.
He's got a chance. Got a chance. But no, I seriously, you haven't played half the season and now you're coming in and you have to squeak one out against Kansas. Goodbye Heisman. Like just the fact that he didn't play half the season. If you give that kid a Heisman, sorry. No.
Unless somehow you get a full season's worth of stats in half a season.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Because if you do that, then you probably deserve it because you are balling out of control.
That's right. I have a very like angry relationship with the Heisman because of the fact that Darren McFadden didn't win it 2 years in a row. When the first year he didn't win it, it was because the upheaval was a sophomore can't win the Heisman. And then the next year they give it to Tim Tebow because he's a sophomore. It's like, which one is it? Is it a sophomore can't win a Heisman, or it has to be some lily white Jesus loving white boy for it to be a sophomore to win the Heisman? Fuck that.
I'm upset with the Heisman. Since
give Darren McFadden his retroactive back-to-back Heismans.
I'm upset with the Heisman since 2009 when Sue didn't get it.
Oh yeah. I mean, yes, he was the best player in the country, hands down.
I just remember the stats like going in after the conference championship games. It was like Alabama's defensive tackles, Florida's entire defensive like tackles and sack rate and whatnot, and then Sue.
Yeah, he should have. If they would have put him in on offense against Texas in that game, you guys would have won a Big 12 championship.
Oh yeah. And then the entire history of Nebraska could be different. I think about that constantly. It eats away at me.
It's like a stone that you throw in a pond, but it produces no ripples.
Eastern Michigan 55, Bowling Green 24. Eastern Michigan was the good Michigan this week.
Good
job, Chris Creighton. I love this team. They're so fun.
The best thing about being like a fan of a variety pack of college football teams is that we're at least we're going to have a victory to celebrate every single week with our directional Mich schools,
Yeah, we're like flipping 3 coins every week and we only need one to come up tails.
Yeah, man. We're going to get that tails. Tails never fails 1 out of 3 times.
Exactly. But congratulations, Eastern Michigan. Syracuse 41, Virginia Tech 36. I think Justin Fuentes is done this year. He's done.
I think so too. And man, I'm a fan of this Garrett Schrader kid. Garrett Schrader has been balling out. He's running for damn near 200 yards. He's throwing for damn near 200 yards. He threw just an absolute dime to win this game. Like that was just, I don't know. I think Syracuse is a team to worry about. And I don't know who they've got left on their schedule, but watch the fuck out for Dino Babers, boys.
Let's see who they have. Also, yeah, this is another example of coaching for your job done right. Good job, Dino Babers. You're fucking looking great. So Syracuse, they're ending the season. They've got Boston College next week. I would favor Syracuse in that one with the way Boston College is looking right now without Phil Dracovic. They got Boston College, Louisville, NC State, and they end with Pitt in the Carrier Dome. Can Syracuse do to Pitt what Pitt has done to so many teams before it?
Dude, I gotta say, all I gotta say is just watch the fuck out for Syracuse the rest of the season. I'm not gonna call my shot here, but watch the
one
fuck
of those
out.
Teams that nobody wants to play. They can get to 6 wins, and like if they get like a decent matchup in a bowl game, they're gonna like those guys are gonna be playing.
Right.
So watch the fuck out. Watch the fuck out. Wisconsin 30, Purdue 13. I feel like a lot of people saw this coming. Purdue can't have nice things for too long.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's about it. Wisconsin is still, they actually ran the ball this game, which, I mean, good for Wisconsin. I still don't, like, you're an all right team at best. You're a team with a good defense and a bad offense.
They need to have some sort of like awakening of what they want to be as a football team for them to actually compete for the Big Ten.
I mean, they're just
going to be good.
My opinion is they just need another stud running back. That's the one thing this Wisconsin team seems to be missing. Like they went through stud running backs forever.
They don't have a Jonathan Taylor. They don't have a Melvin Ingram. They don't have Ron Dane. They don't have. That's fair. I'll give you that. Yeah. I still think that Paul Chryst offense is like really either he needs like someone like Joe Brady to come in and help him like come up with like a passing game. Like he needs to hire a passing game coordinator. That's how I feel about it. Because otherwise they're gonna keep getting subpar quarterback talent that won't ever take them anywhere when they actually have to throw the ball.
Yeah, it's they haven't really had that kind of quarterback since Russell Wilson.
Right.
They didn't even develop that.
Oof. Okay, so this graphic just came up on the Monday Night Football. It's that the New Orleans Saints have I guess 7 players from the Ohio State on their defense, and it just made me hate myself on the inside a little bit.
We'll talk about them here in a little bit, but yeah, that's disgusting. I hate that. New Mexico 14, Wyoming 3. Wyoming has a terrible offense.
Yeah,
like legit terrible offense.
Hence the 3.
That's all I'm going to say about that. Congratulations, New Mexico. We talked about this one on the Picks porch. I feel like we were all 3 of us, you, me, and Colby, were all on that.
Yeah, I think
at least Colby. New Mexico covering.
I believe it was Colby D. He called that one. Called that one, and he was right. He was most definitely right.
Oregon 34, UCLA 31. Is this a different game if DTR doesn't get injured on that last drive? I don't know. My thinking is, he probably wouldn't throw that. He would probably keep them alive with his feet more on a drive like that.
That's true.
And drive him down for a field goal.
And that kid looked good throwing the ball, but I think he kind of played with fire there one too many times of like, all right, I'm going to throw this corner route, this in route on the sideline again. Throw it like 4 times. Any defensive back who's good is going to figure that out pretty soon.
Did you see him at the end of the game? He just looked sick. He looked so like that's a guy who really loves the game, and I kind of respect it. And I was like, yeah, I'd probably feel that way too.
Yeah, I mean I like that I can officially be done with Chip Kelly now. Like I'm officially done with him. He's dead to me at this point.
The story of this game is Kayvon Thibodeau is going to be the number 1 overall pick. He fucking ate UCLA alive.
Unless we end up with a team that, like, I mean, if it's the Jaguars, then yeah, most definitely. If we come into like a team that needs a quarterback, then it's probably going to be a quarterback. But yeah, he's hands down the best talent in the college football right now.
And technically speaking, the Pac-12's only playoff hopeful remains alive in Oregon.
Yeah, that if they go, okay, that's the one. That is my one team outside of like the Big Ten or the SEC that I think that you could see from a Power 5 conference.
Speaking of rankings being bullshit, how do you feel about Ohio State being ranked higher than Oregon? It's tough.
I don't know because it's a team that's trending up versus a team that's been squeaking out wins. Like,
so how do you? I guess it all depends. It all comes down to like how do you actually create your rankings? Like because Oregon beat Ohio State straight up.
Right.
Depending on how you do it, like I've seen, you have to specify how you're ranking it. Like, is it solely a resume-based ranking? In which case, Oregon has to be higher than Ohio State.
Right.
Or is it like where they're at right now, kind of like a power ranking, where they're like, you go by how the teams are looking? Or is it like a predictive thing where you're just being like, these are the teams that I feel or that I know are going to be the best? It's another weird ranking thing.
For me, I think it's a resume thing, but it's a resume with the eye test sort of thing. Yeah. Like, okay, this is the team with the resume, but when it comes down to it, if I have to make a decision as to which team I put higher that have like pretty much identical resumes, it's going to be like, there's going to be a whole bunch of recency bias in that bitch.
That's fair. That's fair. I do admit to recency bias myself as well. Toledo 34, Western Michigan 15. I don't know what Western Michigan showed up. I want the Western Michigan that beat Pitt, not this one.
Isn't Toledo Southern?
They were the favorite.
Well,
they were the favorite to win the MAC.
Didn't we declare Toledo to be Southern Mish Toledo campus?
I think so. Like, we'll count this as a directional Mish win.
We'll count that one.
We'll count that. We'll count it. Iowa State 24, Oklahoma State 21.
Good game. Really good game.
This is an awesome game. This is a great game. Questionable reffing, but for both sides. Yeah. That spot for Oklahoma State was pretty bad, but also that touchdown called back on Iowa State was awful.
Yeah, so the spot was really bad. You didn't have any way to I just don't think that I think they 100% think they got it, but I also 100% think that there wasn't a camera angle to prove it. However, the taunting call was inexcusable. That is ridiculous. If that's what they call taunting, Jesus Christ.
On a play that big, like that's potentially a game-changing play that you're just flipping.
It wasn't even like a big high step. Like if we were great high steps, it was like a I don't know, a medium low step. Like it wasn't even a fucking high step.
Our Iowa State Cyclones still very much alive for the Big 12 championship game.
Yeah, so is Oklahoma State.
So is Oklahoma State. But Iowa State now has the tiebreaker.
Fair.
So interesting. Big 12 is still very, very interesting. I don't think Oklahoma's going to win out.
I don't either. I hate
it.
I hate this Oklahoma team. I hate it.
I hate them too, and I even picked them to win the national championship at the start of the year. I fucking hate them.
Yeah, I cannot wait for you to burn that ticket.
Yeah, the second they lose a game, I don't think they should.
Yeah, hold on to it until, let's not be foolish.
Pitt 27, Clemson 17. Oh my God, I've never been more happy to be right on a team than I am about Pitt.
Yeah, we didn't think that was going to turn out whenever Western Mish put it on Pitt, but here we are, People recognizing Kenny Pickett.
Oh, dude. Speaking of which, my man, I got a clip for you.
It won't mean anything if we don't handle business these next couple of weeks. So, I mean, we're really going to enjoy this one. I'm going to go have a cold one, and then we'll get ready for Miami.
I fucking love this, man. Give me a ticket for Pickett for Heisman.
Hey, man. And he is, given the fact that he is 37 years old, he's been able to legally drink for a long time.
How good of a fucking year for Pickett when he technically could have opted to try for the NFL last year. And he was decent at Pitt last year. Like his stats were decent. This is, oh dude, he's he's gonna look
I
good
like it
coming out.
when players do this, where a lot of people say going into the draft is like betting on yourself. Like I feel like staying that extra year and saying no, I know I can do better, and I'm going to bet on myself to ball out now and to improve my draft status next year. I like it when kids do that.
Well, going back to Wake, like Wake and Pitt specifically, like Wake's very specifically are just full of like seniors and super seniors.
Right.
And like in a year like this, a post-COVID year, that's super important. You're seeing just how important it is. I'm all in on Pitt, and I know Pitt might pit one of these games we talked about. Like Syracuse is probably the one I'm circling the most.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I'm all in. I'm ready to get hurt. My team, Nebraska, has I'm off them. I'm on Kenny Pickett. I'm ready to get hurt again.
You're open to love and ready to face its consequences.
Exactly. This is just one I wanted to touch briefly. Rice 30, UAB 24. What the fuck?
Man, I knew Rice was going to jump up on somebody at some point, right? Like you kind of had to figure that was going to happen, but at the same time, like, dude, like
didn't see this one coming. UAB, I believe, we're a 3-touchdown favorite.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Not a good look. Not a good look for the new AAC member.
Not a good look. Not a good look.
Minnesota. I'm not even gonna fucking talk about that game. Fuck that game. That was stupid. Mississippi State 45, Vanderbilt 6. This Vanderbilt's terrible.
Yeah.
Speaking of like worst P5 schools.
Yeah, they have to be. They have to be the worst Power 5 school, right? Have to be.
It's okay. So it's Northwestern's really bad. Mm-hmm. Duke is really bad. Mm-hmm. Vanderbilt's god awful. Kansas is still really bad. I would say Kansas might be the top of that actually. And Arizona is really bad.
If you take Vanderbilt and put them in another Power 5 conference, are they still unvictorious?
I don't know, man. Them versus Arizona would be a fucking interesting one because both of them lost to not great FCS schools.
That's true. Man, I don't know. I don't know what to think.
That'd be a fucking game. The story of this game isn't even the fucking game. It's this clip right here.
We talked about on the broadcast how you hate candy corn. What's your favorite Halloween
candy
game?
Corn. I completely hate candy corn. When I was a kid, gummy bears. Let's see. Gummy bears for sure.
Sour or regular?
The Haribo. It's got to be the Haribo ones. And then.
Technical difficulties, but that is Mike Leach talking about his hate for candy corn, and he just goes in to just go in depth on just Halloween candy and candy in general.
I love when he has these rants that he makes eye contact with absolutely nobody, absolutely no one while he's happening. And he's just transported to another dimension. Like, I don't know if if you were old enough, I would say it was a Vietnam flashback. Like if he, I don't know where he goes in his head, but God bless him for going there because he's a entertaining motherfucker.
It's kind of like, so when I was like 12 years old, we would go to the nursing home and like read to people living there and whatnot. And when you would talk to them about their childhood or anything, they would just go. It's like they were there.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing, and I love it. I love every bit of it. I need more Mike Leach in my life all the time. I'm so glad he's in the SEC now because it means that he's more just like relevant to me than he has been in forever since he was at Kentucky.
Is fucking hilarious. Ole Miss 31, LSU 17. Ed Orgeron just doesn't care. I mean, and why would you if you were
all
him?
He cares about is that pussy.
Get that
man, those stories are amazing. Just like having his girlfriends to the practices, having his girlfriend's kids run drills, things like that. Yeah, dude, it's I'm gonna miss
awesome.
I'm gonna miss Coach O. Just one time for you, Coach O. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. I want him coaching. Like, is there a G5 Tiger school? Let Coach O go to Memphis.
He belongs at like Nicholls State or something like that.
No, get him to Memphis. He's dude.
I think he could pretty much like with all the money that he got after being the national champion. Like if you read like the article about him, it's like so he's single and he's making more money than he's ever has in his life. Just let the man go be a pussy hound for about 5 years.
Honestly, if I were him,
the rest of his life,
I would just stay in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, he could still. Oh, he
Open
clean
up a restaurant.
Yeah. Oh, open a restaurant and just go the
Fucking
Urban
live it up.
Meyer route. Just make sure there are no
Yeah.
cameras. Don't take an NFL
make
job.
sure there are cameras. You're not a coach.
That's true. You're never going to be in the talk for an NFL job unless Joe
Just say
Burrow
fuck
has
it.
his way at like Cincinnati or something.
Just say fuck it. BYU 21, Washington State 19. I was actually surprised with how Washington State looked in this game, considering all the shit going on, because they were without their head coach and 5 other coaches.
Yeah, who wouldn't get the shot.
Yeah, and like good for BYU, good for the Washington State players keeping it scrappy. All I'm going to say about Nick Rolovich is I listened to an interview with June Jones, who I respect very highly, basically saying he would not be surprised, and he expects Nick Rolovich to never get hired in an FBS school ever again.
I mean,
and like from jump, he was telling like he would call Nick and be like, "Yeah, this is a very bad decision. You're not making the right decision." But it was Nick's decision to make, and
yeah, but
whatever.
It was his decision. But here's the deal: it's a bullshit decision, and the reason it's a bullshit decision is because of the reason that he's now suing to try to get his money. Which, by the way, just get a fucking needle in your arm and you'll have your money guaranteed. But the reason that he's giving is his devout Catholic, beliefs. Well, here's the deal: the fucking Pope came out and said that getting the shot is an act of love for yourself and for everyone around you, and that so if the person who runs the Catholic Church is telling everyone to get the shot, how in the fuck is that going to hold up? You're a fucking idiot. Roll up your sleeve, get the goddamn shot, and take your millions of dollars, you fucktard.
Yeah, that was another part of the interview. Is Jones was basically like, you're not going to get hired because of the whole fucking shit show like this, and then B, you're definitely not getting hired anywhere because you're suing them.
Yeah.
No school is going to pick you up after that.
Yeah, they don't like litigious motherfuckers.
He said he would be very lucky to get a D3 or D2 job in like 5 years.
Hope you're happy with that decision. Hope you're happy with that decision, Rolo.
And it's what fucking whatever. ULM 41, South Alabama 31. ULM, congratulations. It would be the most hilarious thing on the planet if ULM beats Louisiana State.
That would be pretty good. Yeah, man.
It won't happen, but that'd be hilarious.
I was all over ULM over 1.5 for their season total.
They're at 4.
They're good. They're not. Oh, okay. Hold on. They're better. Let me say that. They're better than they were last year. I think you're seeing what a coaching staff like Terry Bowden and Rich Rod together.
Yeah, that's a pretty good coaching staff, especially for a school like that.
Yeah, and now you've got Rich Rod's kid playing quarterback for him.
Speaking of which, does Arizona miss Rich Rod at all? I
don't think Arizona knows what's going on or misses much of anything ever.
That's fair.
We're just waiting for basketball season.
San Diego State 20, Air Force 14. Air Force kind of dressed this one up a little bit. San Diego State they're still like a Rocky Long San Diego State team. All defense and just enough offense to get by.
Yeah.
They are quietly undefeated. Very quietly.
They're quietly undefeated, and all this did was set up just like what's going to be like an epic Mountain West matchup this week. Epic.
Huge game. Very big. Fresno State 34, Nevada 32. This game was awesome.
Fun game. It was a fun game.
Civil War. And the fact that it comes down to like a 2-point conversion that just barely doesn't make it. This game was awesome. It was so fun.
Yeah, man. I love this Fresno State team. I love it. Like I'm actually like looking for like Fresno State like apparel and hats and shit because I'm just like so in on them.
I'm still in on Nevada. I still love this Lobos team. They're still super fun. This Wolfpack team is fucking awesome. I'm still a big Carson Strong guy too. Great game. UTSA 45, Louisiana Tech 16. Meet motherfuckers. Guess who's still undefeated?
Yep, and ranked. They're UTSA
ranked for the first time in school history.
Good for them. They looked good. They looked good. They're a great team, and I got to give kudos to my man Jim here for being. He was all over it. He's been all over that meep all goddamn season.
So they have a bye week this week. You know who they're playing after that?
Who?
I want this. Sickly in my stomach. I want game day to go here. UTSA versus Utep.
Ooh, because Utep is what? They only have one loss, don't they?
Utep has one loss.
Man, I watched UTEP against, I want to say it was like New Mexico, and man, I don't know how they're doing it because UTEP does not look good, but they're still winning games. So
I don't know how they play FAU this week. So if UTEP wins against FAU, this is like a border war right now. El Paso versus San Antonio.
Okay, all right, yeah,
I would favor UTSA in that matchup hands down, but
yeah, absolutely.
It'd still be entertaining. Alabama 52, Tennessee 24. Fuck you, Alabama, for not covering the first half, but but thank you for covering the full game.
Yeah,
at least
there you go. That. There you go. That's just, I mean, at this point, it's just Alabama being Alabama. They had their wake up game when they lost, and now they're just gonna roll for the rest of the season.
Is Tennessee their offense is still kind of fun? Like it's still a fun Josh Heupel offense.
Oh man,
I'm never gonna root for him, but like it's fun. They're a fun team.
I gotta. All right, I'm gonna make a confession, which is I hate Tennessee so much that like anytime they're just playing, I never watch it. I don't.
Dude,
I don't
fun.
care. I don't watch.
They're fun. Josh Heupel's he's a fun coach. I like fat Josh Heupel too. I'm a fan. I want fat Josh Heupel.
All right. Okay.
Notre Dame 31, USC 16. We were very wrong on USC like getting up for this game. This game sucked.
They did not like. And the thing was like. They just shot themselves in the foot just too many times, and they I don't know, they have nothing on defense. They got a running back that I think is pretty studly. Like I love how patient that kid is with the way he runs the ball. It's great to watch, but
it's a shame he's on this USC team.
Essentially, yes.
And Notre Dame's going to do one of those things where they lose like maybe 1 or 2 games, but they squeak by a bunch of not great opponents.
Yeah, that sounds
like what's Notre Dame's best win? Is it Wisconsin?
At this point, it might be Purdue.
I mean, but Wisconsin beat Purdue.
That's true,
but
at least Purdue is still ranked.
That's fair. I mean, I don't think they're ranked on the latest AP poll.
That's a good point. I don't know. I really don't know what their best win is.
I don't fucking know. Texas A&M 44, South Carolina 14. South Carolina sucks. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Good enough for me. Moving on.
That one. Virginia 48, Georgia Tech 40. Sucks for Georgia Tech because when you score 40, you really want to win.
That's true. I kind of thought that this was a win spot for Georgia Tech because I really don't like this Virginia team. But
dude, I'm on the opposite side. This Virginia team plays a lot of entertaining games because they're all fucking shootouts.
What's the guy's name? Is it like Rocky Dickenballs or what is it?
Bronco
Mendenhall.
Bronco Mendenhall, yeah.
I thought it was Rocky Dickenballs. That's my bad.
I do like Rocky Dickenballs.
Let's just make it garage law that his name is Rocky Dickenballs.
Rocky Dickenballs, former BYU coach. Miami 31, NC State 30. This is just classic NC State here. Don't say too much more about that. How is Manny Diaz? Like his seat's hot, right?
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be. They still expect things at Miami. You have enough of a pedigree that they expect things. So I don't know. If I'm like a Miami booster, I have a feeling that they're just like flying into Eugene, Oregon every single week, and they're like, "Hey, Mario,
how much?
Hey, Mario, you want to come home?
Separate from that Nike money."
I would, dude.
You just got to play the home angle.
Yeah, like that's like, and your pockets aren't as deep as Nike. No matter what happens, your pockets are not as deep as Phil Knight's. Like, there's no way that you have you
don't have a bajillion dollars.
Yeah, like unless you put up just like a baller ass pyramid scheme that doesn't fall apart for at least the next 10 years.
Get the Rock involved.
There we go. Yeah. There we go.
He's got influence and money.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that they just have to be trying and playing that like come home angle.
Yeah. Ohio State 54, Indiana 7. Ohio State still hasn't really played anyone after Oregon. But, man, they're doing what you're supposed to do as an Ohio State team now, and their offense is fucking good.
Yeah, I think C.J. Stroud just need a little seasoning on him.
I mean, yeah. I'm so upset I'm going to be so upset if Ohio State ends up winning the Big Ten.
Just be prepared to be upset then.
I'm always prepared. But like, remember after they lost to Oregon, everything seemed so wide open in the Big Ten. It was,
Yeah. There was a time. There was a time where we were hopeful.
I am still on Michigan beating them, and which opens up the door for somebody.
We'll see.
I'm on it. I'm still shooting this shot. That is my shot shooting.
I'm rooting for the bomb in that game. I just want a sinkhole to open up and take like all the fans of both those teams straight to hell.
Oregon State 42, Utah 34. Oregon State, I think, is second in the Pac-12 North, or maybe first.
They're a sneaky fun team. They're a sneaky fun team. They're a sneaky good team.
Corvallis is a tough place to play.
Yeah. I don't know what it is with Corvallis that like it seems like every time they play that the field is just like, shrouded in like fog or smoke or something. Like it seems like it doesn't matter. Like every time I watch it, like that's what it looks like. And like it's a spooky, eerie place. They have fucking Halloween colors for their school colors. So they've got to be a good October team, right?
They have to be. Yeah, they're tied for first with Oregon for the Pac-12 North. So I'm going to be a Beaver fan for the rest of this fucking season.
Yeah, let's see the Civil War. There'll be a good Civil War this year.
That'll be a great Civil War. Fuck yeah. Do you have any more takes on college before we jump over to the NFL?
I think we got it, man. Let's get on over.
Let's fucking do it. NFL Thursday night. Let's just start there. Cleveland 17, Denver 14. This is a game. Denver's not that good, and Cleveland's just beat to shit.
Yeah. I put Denver on the money line. I thought that they might be able to pull it out, but definitely hit the under in that one.
You forgot about the Case Keenum revenge factor.
That's right. Case Keenum will ball out against some teams that didn't think he was good enough to be their quarterback. But it was just kind of a meh of a matchup. It got exciting late. I was watching. There's some good college games that night, so I wasn't watching those.
I was watching those too. Watching those too. Bengals 41, Ravens 17. Jamar Chase, dude. Holy fuck.
Watch the fuck out, AFC. Fucking talk to your kids about a number 1 playoff seeded Cincinnati Bengals, because if the season ended today, that's what they would be.
Joe motherfucking Burrow I root for him so hard.
I thought that they would start putting it together, but I didn't think it would be this season because they didn't make any improvements on the offensive line. Apparently they didn't fucking need them. Apparently
Jamar Chase is just the best rookie of I don't know how fucking long. He's so good.
Since Randy Moss, roughly.
Yeah. This really puts like seeing him on the Bengals and seeing Jefferson on the Vikings really puts into perspective how fucking good that LSU 2019 team was.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that, there's a reason why they were the best college football team in history is because they had more talent than anybody ever.
But God, this Bengals team is actually like
I'm for it. I like it.
Love it.
I'm a fan.
I'm here for it.
I am a fan. I've decided. I like it.
Oh, I'm for it too because their head coach used to go to Nebraska. So
there you go.
There we go.
I like it because my name is Chase, and like anytime Jamar Chase does something, I get to yell my name over and over again.
There's a lot of people with like Chase in their name, either like as a middle or like last or first name, like in any part. So
there's been an explosion of Chases recently. An explosion of Chases. There's a lot more Chases. Yeah, when I was a kid, those personalized little license plate things that you could get at like gift shops, you couldn't find a fucking Chase anywhere ever. I have a feeling they're all over the place now. I was born in the wrong era.
100% are. Packers 24, Washington football team 10. Man, Taylor Heineke's good at football until you get to the red zone.
Yeah, apparently.
It's rough. It's rough.
He had a little issue with his depth perception there. Accidentally taking the knee at the half. And the Packers came up with some big stops late. So, but yeah, it was kind of what you expected out of this game.
Kind of a little bit. I mean, I'm still gonna be on Heineke. Give him time to develop, and I think he can be another Fitzpatrick. That's where I'm gonna go. I've been on that train from the get go, and I think give him more time to like in the league. He could be because he takes shots. He just fucking loves risking it all.
Right.
And that's a Fitzpatrick thing. You just gotta clean it up.
Absolutely.
Like everyone, you remember back in the day, Fitzpatrick wasn't like no one thought of him as that like fun or good. They always thought like you would always have like a couple good games and then it would be really bad.
Yeah, it was a real Fitzmagic roller coaster. Like enjoy the wins, like where he's rattling him off early and then he's just gonna like fall off a cliff, you know.
Exactly. Let's talk about this one. Atlanta Falcons 30, Miami Dolphins 28. I'm just gonna say right now, this is who does Jim want to fight this week? That's a segment that usually comes later. I just want to fight the Miami Dolphins entire staff.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair of you. Man, the way they came back late too, and then just gave it up. Like that defense is supposed to be the strong point on that team.
They're so fucking bad, but Kyle Pitts is so fucking good.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Just the catch he made one-handed up the sideline yesterday was redonkulous.
It makes it so much more bitter in a game like this because Miami had a chance to get Pitts.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, I'm not gonna say I like Jalen Waddle. I think Jalen Waddle is a good player. We had the opportunity to get both Chase and Pitts, and it hurts. And I'm like, it's the same thing for me. Like, I'm still on, like, Tua just needs more time. Like, he's not bad. He's not great, but he's not bad. We had a chance to get Justin Herbert, and it hurts. Like, hindsight is hurting me more than anything with this Dolphins team.
I'm going to say something that might hurt your feelings.
Go for it.
If they had gotten, like, Justin Herbert, if they had gotten Jamar Chase, if they had gotten Kyle Pitts, like...
They would waste them.
Yeah, like would they be actually playing up to their potential like they are for these other teams?
I think Pitts would. I think Pitts was like any team. What he would have looked fucking amazing.
You could run some pretty sick 2 tight end sets with him and Gesicki.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I'm like Tua's played 16 games. I'm still like, he's improving. He's just, I mean, fuck. I don't know. This Dolphins team sucks.
He's not durable. Like, there's always going to be an issue with injury with him. He's always going to miss significant time.
But the fucking thing is, we were saying the same shit about Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. Maybe it's just Miami.
Yeah. We were saying the same shit about Ryan Tannehill, and look at him on the fucking Titans.
Yeah. Ryan Tannehill, he stepped on a landmine in like practice, I think. Like he just had like a non-contact knee explosion.
God fucking damn it, this Dolphins team. Patriots 54, Jets 13. The Patriots would be the best team of all time if they could play the Jets every week.
No shit. That you could say that about a lot of teams in the NFL.
Yeah, but specifically, like you see the Patriots versus these other teams, and then versus the Jets, and it's night and fucking.
It's absurd. Yeah, they put up an absurd amount of points. They even got tricky when they didn't have to. Like I don't know. I think Bill Belichick still has some like weird like grudge against the Jets from his time there with Parcells.
I think they're on. How many games in a row have they beaten the Jets? It's fucking insane.
It's got to be since Rex Ryan was there.
It's got to be some fucking insane number. Congratulations, Patriots. Sucks for Zach Wilson. He's gonna be missing a lot of time. Maybe the rest of the year. Maybe not bad for Zach Wilson because he doesn't have to play on the Jets.
Yeah, but good for us because we get some Joe Flacco.
Oh, buddy. Hey, they play the Eagles, so Joe Flacco revenge game coming up.
There we go.
Giants 25, Panthers 3. Sam Darnold is who we thought he was when he was on the Jets, is my takeaway.
That's sad. That makes me sad.
I really thought this would be kind of like Sam Darnold plays really good against bad teams and just can't like get over the hump against good teams.
No,
he's just not looking good. He's bad.
Yeah. I mean, he got benched. He brought in PJ Walker, who also honestly didn't look good.
Didn't look great, but I don't know.
What do you expect whenever you're pulling someone in off the bench? Like, it's hard to come in off the bench and do anything, but
like mid-game, right? Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, that's bad juju going on in Carolina. Titans 27, Chiefs 3.
Bang, bang, bang on the first half and first quarter money lines with the Titans.
We're gonna keep rolling with that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Every week.
Every week. This Chiefs team is something's fucked up. I don't know what. Something's fucked up.
Are they missing? Is it an issue of like not having a running back, not having like a, I'm not sure if that's the case. Have people just kind of figured out this offense? Do they need someone who can actually like pair with Tyreek Hill? Because like he hasn't been effective And like when he's not effective, Travis Kelce's not effective, and that's hard. That's hard for them.
If I had to pick 3 things, it's the defense is really, really bad.
Yeah, that
really
can't look exclusively at the offense.
Defense is really, really bad, which means that the offense, like Patrick Mahomes is having to try, like he's trying to force more things to like make up for the shit defense. The offensive line is still not gelling, and they're not what they were just 2 years ago.
He's doing a lot of running for his life.
Yeah. Which is not a recipe for success. And I think you kind of hit it right there. They need like a third dude at receiver who's like an in-between of Kelce and Hill. They need someone who is just like a pristine route runner.
It's got to, yeah. And I'm not sure. So I think Josh Gordon is that like take the top off the defense kind of guy, but I don't think that he's the pristine route runner that they need in their offense, like in how their plays are developed and everything. Like
he's kind of like adding another Tyreek Hill,
right? Just get up and go get it. Like I don't know. Like it seems like people are just playing cover 2 and just wrecking their shit. And it's kind of like how dynamic of an offense that they are. It's kind of amazing that would ever be the case. You know, that just a bland ass cover 2 is taking care of them.
It is wild what's happening in Kansas City right now. Congratulations on the Titans. They beat the Bills and they beat the Chiefs. That's got to feel pretty fucking good.
They are rounding into shape. Their defense is starting to be just good enough to get them wins, because that's going to be their problem the entire rest of the year is going to be defense. But that offense is now that you've got
motherfucking Henry, dude.
And you saw what AJ Brown and what Julio Jones were able to do off of what Derrick Henry's able to do. Just watch the fuck out for the Titans the rest of the year, man. Watch the fuck out.
Watch the fuck out for the Tennessee Titans. Rams 28, Lions 19. Man, the Lions tried everything. They threw the kitchen sink.
I love Dan Campbell. I love Dan Campbell. Oh my God. Like, yes, like this is what you want to see. If your team just absolutely sucks, just throw out the kitchen sink. Just don't go out there and just be like, well, we're going to get our ass kicked, so let's just keep running our base offense and base defense. Fucking get tricky. Pull out everything. This man wants a W. Get this man a W.
He wants a win so bad.
So bad.
So bad.
So bad.
Onside kicks, fake punts, just lay it all out. They're going for it on 4th down. I fucking love Dan Campbell so much.
I love him. The man wants a W. Get the man a W.
If they win, like their first win, they got to like put him on the team's shoulders and carry him off the field. He's going to cry again when they win.
Yeah, he's going to cry. It's going to be spectacular. And I'm going to continuously, I'm going to love him forever. I'm going to love him forever. I love this guy.
Other note on this game, Cooper Kupp is so fucking good.
Yeah,
what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing for Robert Woods owners like myself.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of like at the beginning of every Rams season, you kind of just flip a coin for one of the two. And this year's Kupp, he's really fucking good.
Yep.
Raiders 33, Eagles 22. My take that the Raiders are going to be better once the shit coach and John Gruden leaves has been proven pretty correct, I'll say. I mean, it is the Eagles. I'm going to back off on that a little bit. It's the Eagles.
Yeah.
But Derek Carr looks pretty good.
And you know what? They've drafted really well the last like 3 or 4 years. Like they've made some pretty smart draft moves. Like they've gotten burned by some of their some of their acquisitions and stuff. But like to me, like the trade Khalil Mack to get like all sorts of draft picks and just kind of like blow it up and start anew with like 1st round draft picks, like something that a team that's normally starting over has to wait for like years to accumulate, looks pretty fucking smart.
Speaking of which, Eagles at this point, you can't really be too upset because you have so many picks.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles have so many 1st round picks. I think if the season ended today, they would have 3 in the top 10 in the 1st round.
Yeah, and I mean they've got a quarterback that they want to hitch their wagon to, so they can like. I think you're due for an Eagles renaissance. Maybe not next year, but in the next like 2 to 3.
I don't think Sirianni is that good of a coach, though.
I mean that might change.
That's my thing. Yeah,
that might change, but yeah.
Cardinals 31, Texans 5. The curse is not. I guess it's lifted, and maybe until next week. But the curse for now is lifted. I'm still on the Cardinals being. Actually, maybe the Bengals are the best team. No,
I mean, Yeah. I'm still gonna say the Cardinals are the best team in the NFL, and we'll find out. We'll find out if next week if the curse just like took a break or if the curse is
we will
not
see. We will,
existent.
because they play the Packers next week, right?
Think so. Yeah, Packers sans Devontae
Thursday.
Adams more than likely.
Yep. So curse or no curse? If the Packers beat the Cardinals without Devontae Adams, then
the curse is real.
then the curse is real. It's real.
Yeah.
Because I think the Cardinals right now, like with that news of him being out, turned into like a touchdown favorite.
Probably. Yeah. I would say I could see 6.5, maybe even 7.5 there.
Pretty fucking. The Cardinals are great, and Zach Ertz got like that's just what they needed, I guess.
Yep. Absolutely.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers 38, Chicago Bears 3.
I thought Chicago was going to cover, and I am a goddamn fool. I am a fucking idiot.
Man, they're bad.
They are really bad. They are really bad. Now Matt Nagy's got the COVID, which might be the best thing for the Chicago Bears.
They might actually do better because of it. The main story from this game was Tom Brady throwing 600 and whatever touchdowns now.
And then what's his name giving his ball
Evans?
away.
Yeah,
then Mike Evans giving the ball away to someone in the crowd. Who, by the way, like that guy, okay.
He got fleeced.
Yeah, like I'm sorry. If I'm holding that ball, like that, it's 20K. Like it's at least 20K.
It is a bunch of money. It is box seats to if the Bucks make the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And it is a bunch of merch.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Like
and one night with Giselle.
One night with Tom.
One night watching Tom with Giselle.
There we go. I'll take that. I would take that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I get to bring my like creepy like 1980s like camcorder like that still uses like
your
VHS
Super 8
tapes. Yeah, just yeah. It will look. It won't be a snuff film, but it will look like one.
So what's this Bucks team going to look like once they get Gronk and Antonio Brown back?
Like really fucking good.
I fucking hate it. I
Yeah.
fucking hate it. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they win the Super Bowl this year. I could see them losing before they make it to the Super Bowl.
It's pretty wide open. There's a lot of good teams, dude.
There's a lot of good teams. The AFC, I think that people are kind of sleeping on AFC teams because the Chiefs are having down year, but also like, there's parity. Everyone, best teams are all 5-2.
The Bills, the Titans.
The Bills, the Titans, the Bengals, the fucking Raiders, the Chargers.
Chargers. Yeah.
I think you get a battle-tested AFC team to win it, unless they all just like kill the other teams and they're all just like injury depleted.
But then you have the NFC as well. You've got like the Rams, the Cardinals, the Bucks. I'm trying to think of who else in the NFC.
Rams, Cardinals, Bucks, Packers. You can't.
Yeah.
Just got Packers. Let's see.
The Saints on a good Jameis week.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I believe the Saints are up 10-7 right now.
It was confirmed
Seattle.
good Jameis week. Oh, speaking of AFC,
it looks like more like an epic Kamara week this week.
Speaking of AFC, you still can't count out the fucking like. I know they lost; they got owned by the Bengals, but you can't count out the Ravens.
No, you can't.
No.
They're still.
Then the NFC Cowboys.
Oh yeah. The Cowboys are.
They're looking mean.
We'll see how December treats them.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But up next, Colts 30, 49ers 18. I'll be honest, I did not watch a lick of this game. I saw a little bit, and I was like, this game is a shit game. So.
It was kind of fun to watch for the bomb cyclone / atmospheric river element of all the rain and everything, and I mean it was.
I went back and watched a little bit. So are the Colts just going full on pass interference offense? Is that just what they're going for?
I think so. I think they're letting Carson Wentz's weak little girl arm just underthrow receivers and them come back to the ball and get PI calls. Like
97 yards of PI.
You know, what's funny is I was talking so much shit about Carson Wentz on Twitter last night, and then I had the Colts and the points, the Colts and the money line, and the Colts in the first quarter and first half money lines, and hit all of those. So I mean, thank you, but I still hate you.
My main takeaway from this week of NFL action is the Falcons are the best worst team. like with Kyle Pitts, and it seems like Matt Ryan's actually starting to turn it on. They're the best worst team.
I can co-sign that. I'll co-sign that.
Like it's who would you put? Like it's them. The Dolphins are just shit. The Jags. I'd put the Giants kind of down there in that category a little bit. The Eagles are really bad. The Texans are fucking bad. And that's kind of that grouping.
I might consider the Texans best worst team, but Falcons. Falcons is the natural answer. I think I will still put Houston in consideration.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Any other NFL news before we talk about the other alternative leagues, the CFL, the X League?
Nope. Let's do it. Let's rip through, baby.
Okay. CFL news, there's really only a couple things right now. Ottawa Red Blacks have officially been eliminated from playoff contention. They are out. They are donezo. They are the bottom team.
Yep. We kind of knew they were bad.
Yeah, they are not good. So looking up the CFL rankings, it's really Winnipeg and everyone else.
Yeah.
Like it's Winnipeg, and then let me just look at them right now. We have the East Division. Alouettes are on top. They're 6-4. The Argonauts are 6-4. The Tiger Cats are 5-5. The West Division, you have the Blue Bombers at 10-1. The Rough Riders at 6-4. The Stampeders at 5-6, and then the Lions at 4-6. They're pretty bottom too. Then you have the Elks at 2-7, and the Red Blacks at 2-9.
Yeah, Winnipeg and the rest. I mean. It's always hard to just crown a football team, while the season's still going on. But
anything can happen in the postseason.
Anything can happen when rouges exist, motherfuckers.
Right, fucking right. We're still holding on to that Rough Riders ticket. I swear to God.
Oh, let's get it. Let's go, Rough Riders.
That's basically it for the CFL. X League. Let's just go through the standings real quick. We're kind of like partway through the season in the X League. Mm-hmm. It's kind of what we expected out of the X League Super. There's 3 teams and then everybody else. There's the Fujitsu Frontiers, Obix Seagulls, and Panasonic Impulse. So the way X League does it, they do a scoring situation where you get points for winning a game. You get points for like scoring differential. You get points for like scoring a bunch of points. It's weird how they do the rankings, but those 3 have 12 points. The next closest is like another pairing where you have the Elcom Kobe Phoenix, the Tokyo Gas Creators, and the Nojima Sajima Hira, all with like around 4 or 3 points. That's kind of like your middle class, which good for the Gas Creators. Who thought you guys would be here in the middle class at the start of the season?
Yeah, when you're getting blown out by like 80 points.
70 to 73.
Yeah. Let's go, fart bags. All right.
And then you have the IBM Big Blue and the All Mitsubishi Lions. All the Big Blue has 1. The Lions have 0. To be fair, though, the Lions forfeited, I believe, their first 4 games.
Yeah,
they just refused. They just weren't playing.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say the performance of the IBM Big Blue makes me think that this whole IBM Watson thing fucking sucks. Like it's not near the AI that they thought it was because they aren't doing shit. Either that or the AI sucks at football.
They're not. My Seagulls are still very much alive. They kind of fell down a little bit, but they're still looking pretty fucking nice. And then in the X1 area, we have the Asahi is fucking just dominant. We have the Asahi Soft Drink Challengers with 15 and the Asahi Beer Silver Stars with 15. Those teams are like your top 2 right there.
Yep.
Then you have the Equal One Fukuoka Suns with 12, our Lixil Deers and Dentsu Caterpillars both, and the Metropolitan Police Department Eagles all with 9.
That still sounds like a Nazi thing, honestly. Every time I hear it, it's like, wow, that sounds like a fascist regime.
A little bit does. Then you have the pack of the Penta Ocean Pirates, the Fujifilm Minderevra, the Bullseyes Tokyo, and that is how it is. They are not the Bullseye Tokyos, they are the Bullseyes Tokyo.
Bullseyes Tokyo, yeah.
The Aswan Black Eagles, who I have a special place in my heart because they were the first professional team to actually follow me on Twitter. All with 3 points.
Okay. The Deers aren't out of it.
Yep. They're not. The Lixil Deers are still fucking in the area. And then you have the Nagoya Cyclones and the Bulls, both with 0. Not looking great there. Not
looking good. I'm not sure where you get relegated down to from there, but if they do, they're gone.
I think the top ones get pushed up to the Super. I'm still not 100% sure because it's hard translating everything.
Right.
For like all the websites and whatnot.
Listen,
so I'm still not 100% sure.
You've read me Japanese adult film titles. I'm pretty certain that rule book has to be pretty hard to get through.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I already talked about who I wanted to fight. I want to fight the front office. We didn't get any submissions for fantasy football, so fucking someone message me, DM us about fantasy football, because we will help you shit talk.
We will help you. We might even pull in special guests to assist with it too.
We very much might. I'm gonna leave you with this. This was my takeaway from watching the Dolphins. It was like comical how bad this team is. This is how they make me feel. At this point, I'm just vomiting and laughing at how bad this team is.
A high quality verb. A high quality verb. That's amazing. Just like, oh man. Like you're asking me if I was, oh man, that's great. That is fantastic.
It's fucking beautiful. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
For the people just listening, imagine drinking like, I guess that's milk or like eggnog.
Yeah, pretty much. And just
And-
uncontrollably burp vomiting.
Yeah, you just fuck up a burp and you vomit it out, and then you start laughing and just do it again.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That was like a Saturday Night Live vomit. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, that's how it feels to be a Dolphins fan right now. That is my Dolphins.
I don't know
fandom.
whether to laugh or vomit eggnog.
Other XFL news right now. The only thing we have going on is the USFL. The only real news we have is that there looks like they're just going to do a hub city. It's going to be Birmingham. We don't know much more than that.
Okay.
Which is kind of fucking nuts for a league that's supposed to start next year.
Yeah. I feel like they're going about this the whole wrong way.
They're going real quiet with it, but I mean, they're backed by Fox.
Yeah. I mean, the TV deal is important, but you also players.
The more
is
I
really
hear about
important.
this, the more I'm actually kind of okay with the XFL waiting until 2023.
Same.
And also, like, I very much hope that there will be gambling involved, because guess what? That's what made the AAF and XFL special, was they had fucking gambling. The Spring League and Fan Control Football don't have any fucking gambling. They're fun. They're fun to watch, but come on, guys. What are we doing?
But we're a sports gambling podcast.
That's fucking correct. My man, Chase, do you have anything else that you want to talk about that happened this weekend?
Oh, nothing specific. No, just there's just so much. It's hard to, and we covered so much that it's hard to think of anything else. If there is, I'll put a pin into it. We'll come back to it.
You did get one of your bets like lockstep on the Friday Picks porch, in that you wagered that we would all have a great weekend. And I say we did.
I did. We nailed that. We hammered that one. That was just easy money right there.
I got so fucking drunk all week last week. It was, I'm not drinking this week at all. That's basically where I'm at.
Just catching sober October right there at the tail end, huh?
Yeah, just for the last week, just for Halloween weeks. Okay, I'm gonna say it right now before we like do our little sign-offs and everything. We gotta have a spooky theme, because I think we're recording on Halloween. Or the day
that's
after.
right. That is right. We are that night. Yeah.
We gotta have some spooky stuff planned, man. We gotta have we'll workshop some it'll be a special episode. It'll be a special episode.
A very special episode this week on the Jimnasium. A very special episode.
The spooky episode. My man,
That's right.
Chase Sessoms, tell the people, where can they find you?
You can always find me being abrasive on Twitter at of Oaklawn. That's OF Oaklawn. Most of the time I'm with this big galoot on our Saturday morning college football show, Campus Profits. Then also on our Sunday morning DFS show, the Fantasy Foreplay, here in the Jimnasium every Sunday. And then on Friday, we've got our Picks Porch, where we usually pull in a special guest. Like we had our boy Colby Dant last week. We've had all sorts of people in. And then Fridays also, I've got a few things cooking with the horse racing. So check those out. And yeah, that's it. I'm at like 992 followers. Let's see if we can bump that up to 1,000. I'm so close.
Get Chase to 1,000. Get me to 1,000 as well. I'm at 934 right now. I would love. I promised. I mean, like, I might have to make the promise again last year. If I last December, when I was at like 500 or like coming up on 500. I made the promise that if I got to 1,000 by the end of December, I would post nudes. Not going to be alive this year. I'm going to have to come up with a different number in December. But if I do get to 1,000, maybe there might be some calendars coming out this year. Who knows? Who knows? You guys know where to find me. You'll know where to find me. I'm on Twitter way too fucking much at XFL Jim. I'm on YouTube. I actually have a video coming out. If you're watching this live, it's tomorrow. If you're listening to this the day after, it's today on YouTube. The Bud Light Seltzer Fall Flannel Pack Review. I did that one with BTV's very own Blackjack Fletcher. Me and him sat down. We reviewed all 4 of the seltzers. They're fucking delicious. It's coming out tomorrow if technology lets me. And then also check out BTV this week because they're doing a little contest for the Halloween. They're doing who can ever have the best spooky Halloween video. Go on there, go make some videos, go make some pics. If you have the best Halloween spooky video, you win $250.
$250 for just being a spooky fuck.
Yeah. And then you can take that $250 and go over to nitrobetting.eu, use the reference code right down there, go win some more money.
Yep. Convert it to Bitcoin. Be a player in crypto.
Fucking easy. I love you guys.
Easy.
Thank you for listening to the Jimnasium. Thank you for watching the Jimnasium. Always appreciate it. Peace out, Garage Fam.